Light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Guys, so I know it looks like I've got a whole production team and whatnot. So it's just two lights from this angle and that angle. Yeah. And then the other thing I was trying to say was that don't mind my quality. My quality is quite not giving, honestly, but it's all because it's on my laptop and not my phone. Yeah, that's the story for another day, but let's get in straight into our pet peeves. Okay, guys. So my first pet peeve is like this has been like happening a lot recently, and I feel like it's a lot. It's a lot to process. So my first one is friend group. I don't know if I'm making sense. Like if there's a lot of people or multiple people in a friendship, I feel like that's kind of like a pet peeve for me. Because number one, there's dishonesty, if there's such a word, but people become so fake, unloyal, and just like for the most part, like, guys, come on. Just know that if there's a friendship group, is it friendship or group friendship? But if, for example, if there are like four people in a group, and these all four people call themselves friends, just know that the two or one knows very well that they're not friends. The one knows that no, you know what? I'm friends with this one, and that's the only reason why I'm sitting with like the rest of them. You get me? Don't mind my voice. I'm kind of like sick in a way. Yeah, it's quite weird. But anywho, so yeah, um, and like it's filled with toxicity. Just everything basically. Yeah, like I'm just not with all of the friendship groups and everything, friendship goals. No, conflict some more. Take it back. And then it's my other pet peeve, number two, is making sounds after eating. For example, if you like had meat and you've got like a problem, like with teeth or you've got braces or whatnot, and then you start going, wait a minute. But I feel like that's also valid to do if you've got braces, though. But like, if you just don't have braces and then you become like, and another thing, I feel like it's valid if you do it after food, because well, I don't want to sound hypocritical, but my mom, mm, she does that a lot after eating, though. I feel like it's very reasonable after eating. Then, like doing it out of the blue. Like we just sitting or in the car, we having like a nice drive, and you just like, girl, that's irritating. I don't like that. We gotta stop that in 2025. Yeah, 2025.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh!
Anywho, okay. My other pet peeve is all just because. Let me just give you a backstory, basically. So I've always had like the only child syndrome. I feel like it is that because honestly, like, come on. I'm not even sure it's like the only child syndrome, but having visitors, that's my third pet peeve. So yeah, like I don't like having visitors being in my comfort zone for a very long time. I don't know if I'm making sense. For example, you're a friend, a cousin, whatever. Ah, first of all, I don't want to sound like I'm very antisocial. I don't like people. I'm very arrogant. I'm very narcissistic and basically the B word. But I just love my space. I also love people, but I want to have my own space for the most part. So having my own space feels like I treasure that a lot, basically. Don't know if I'm making sense. So if ever I'm making an example, if ever you come into my space, my home, my sanctuary, um, I don't mind that. Come and visit me. Yeah, ciao ciao. Yeah. Then we start having food. You become, entitled. Like you telling me that, okay, let's say we having bread because we in South Africa, right? Yeah. So we're having breakfast in the morning, Boma 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And then, excuse me, and then you decide that, okay, you can see everybody having, having 2 slices, 3 slices, and then you decide to have 8 slices. Girl, girl, what do you mean? What do you mean? And then we move on. We pour the drinks. Coca-Cola, Fanta Orange, Fanta Grape, whatever it might be. Then you decide to be like, nope, I want to pour the whole 2 liter. We just pour like a half a glasses. Like I feel like when you are a visitor, you have to like adapt to how people in that household are doing. You can't just do whatever you used to do back at your household. I feel like you have to respect the boundaries in some sense. I don't know if I'm making sense again. But yeah, like you can't be basically taking everything that you've been doing back home and doing it right here. No, nada. Even if you never chop since morning, never, never, babes. I couldn't. I refuse to make life in a person. It's couldn't be me. Okay, okay. Why? Oh, babes, no. Uh-uh. Oh, oh, oh. No, like I refuse for real though. Like, why? Why? Uh-uh. Another thing, when a visitor becomes so entitled to your own S word, well, the number two, but I was gonna say like period. Anywho, so like being entitled to my stuff. So, for example, I live with my mom. It's just like a 2 bedroom house. So, and I feel like I'm gonna make you feel welcome to come, and just become. Well, I'm just explaining shit, girl. But yeah, I feel like, when you come and then it's time to sleep, because, well, let me just tell you a story, backstory again. So my friend came to sleep over my house. So okay, when we arrived in the morning, we sat, well, it wasn't in the morning, it was in like the afternoon, midday types of vibes. Then, well, we sat, chowed, spoke, catch up, spilled the tea, doing friendship stuff. And then all of a sudden, it's 8 o'clock in the night. We need to go to sleep because I have a very early sleeping schedule. So I think, you know, I gotta sleep early to just keep my insanity intact. No, not insanity, sanity. Uh, Girl. Anywho, so yeah, because, well, this household rules are, well, they're not rules, it's just that it has just become a norm for me to just sleep at like 8 o'clock after or before, but like if after, the latest is like 9, the earliest is like 7:30 or so, quarter past or something. So yeah, then it was time for us to sleep. I was like, okay, it's fine. My friend, I'll sleep in the dining room just in case you felt uncomfortable sleeping with me, because since and he's straight. Anywho, yeah, so I've got that. Like he's straight, and yeah, no. So yeah, I was like, well, and back then I had like a single bed, and this is a double bed by God's grace. Thing, yeah. Okay. So back then I used to have a like a single bed, and he was the one who was going to sleep on my bed. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I'm gonna sleep on the couch. You're gonna sleep on my bed, and that's cool. So I did just that. But before doing that, whenever my other cousin, well, she's not my cousin, she's just my niece. Whenever she's around, we tend to like play board games and whatnot. Then, I always play board games before we go to sleep with her whenever she's around because she loves board games and like compet yeah, competitive stuff. Woo! Okay. She loves being competitive. That's just her nature, and I love that for her. And your girl loves being competitive too, so clock it. Yeah. So, me, I can you guys move off my bed? He decided to say my bed, not can you guys move off the bed? Because or like he could have basically said like the your bed, but he was like, no, can you guys move off my bed and go play in the other room? I was like, you can't, girl. I was like, you can't tell me that. Never in a million years. Never. But you know what? You know what? I was like, girl, you know what? Just keep your sanity intact. Be cool, be fine, calm down, like just be the baddest bee in the planet and just, you know, just be cool. Like, because most especially he was my visitor and I was the one who called him over because it was gonna be quote unquote my birthday. So I didn't want to spend my birthday alone. Okay, guys, was I using him for that? I don't know. B, girl. And to that B who commented on my other video, like, why? Why? I'm not gonna give you clout and fame. Which fame? Because you've got one subscriber. Well, anywho, guys, like honestly, like, girl, yeah, I'm just grateful to my subscriber because I can't say subscribers, but guys, yeah, make sure to subscribe. Yeah, until I get like ads, please do watch them just because why not? And another thing is, guys, yeah, consistency is key. And another thing, please don't mind my quality. It's kind of like cutting me off a lot, but you kind of have to bear with that because it's on my laptop. But yeah, guys, love you so much. Until the next one. And wait, I know I only had like three pet peeves, but I feel like I have like a series of pet peeves because if I carry on having other pet peeves, I have to explain, and that's not my aim. So, and like the whole video will become so long, and I don't want it to become so long, so I have to just like cut it short. But yeah, yeah, guys, I love y'all so much. Until the next one. Okay, make sure to take a screenshot. Hey.